na, come on. Na na na, come on. Na 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 na, come on. Na na na, come on, come on, come on. Na 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 na, come on. Na na na, come on.
Joe and Sue, after 6 months of using the Ultranet, what have you found to be the pros?
Well, I think it prepares the students and staff and parents for the digital world, for teachers' future. It teaches them the future social media. It teaches them the etiquette and the necessary skills to be able to survive in a world where you have things like Facebook, etc.
It provides a good link between home and school, that communication between school, student and parents is available, where children can set their learning goals, and that enables parents to have contact with where the children are at and provide discussion at home about the learning goals. There's an opportunity for shared learning through reading tasks, maths tasks, whatever task you put there, it becomes a shared learning time. It's a place for notices to go, so that there's a constant liaison in the notices and newsletters, and there is also a place perhaps in the future for student progress and achievement to be recorded.
Na na na, come on. Na na na, come on. Na 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 na, come on. Na na na, come on, come on, come on. Na 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 na, come.
It also meets our strategic plan, which is to cater for the need of the 21st century learner.
Okay. And is there any cons that you've come across?
There are a couple. Extra teaching is needed for children with low computer skills, and there are always some in the class.
And when you have emergent readers and writers, they need that extra one-to-one help to prepare what they want to be putting on their page, and also for recording it.
It also relies heavily upon classroom digital resources, and if these aren't set up, then it's a great disadvantage to the staff and the students.
And for staff, it can be, in the early stages, time consuming to create their pages for Ultranet and maintaining them.
There's a wide range of digital knowledge among the staff, so it means that there are gaps in learning, which places great demands on our lead teachers. And time again is of the essence.
Na na na, come on. Na na na, come on. Na 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 na, come on.
Three main pros for the learning management system. The first one is an interface between home and school. I think it's got amazing scope, and the possibilities are endless for sharing learning and information with parents, and also the interactions within the school for communicating amongst the staff. I think it's a very reliable way to get information to each other. The second pro that I see is the oodles of scope for children and teachers to use the learning management system at their own skill level. You don't have to use all of it all at once, that you can take on as much as you feel able to. The third, and probably the biggest pro for me, is the real world context. Most businesses are working with some sort of management system, and it'll be based around using the skills that they're learning, that our children are learning from the learning management system within the school. It's also giving them a real world context for learning to be a responsible digital citizen, how to speak properly to other people, what appropriate messages are, and things like that.
Na na na, come on. Na na na, come on. Na 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 na, come on.
I find that using the Ultranet program with the library, we've been able to have our own page, just like the classrooms, So it's raised the profile of the library a little bit in the school. Students are looking at the page to use as a guide at lunchtimes. I've been able to link lots of fun book links onto my page, and it's a sort of safe place the students can go to use the computers in the library, and we're able to use it as a marketing tool for new books coming into the library. And I'm starting to use it as a manager for my student librarians. They're able to have a look and see when they're rostered on, and I can use it to do their training goals.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
Okay, Lou, as a parent of our school, could you tell me a little bit about the way that you use our Ultranet?
As a parent, I use it mainly to check notices on the front page and to see what's been updated, particularly things like if the children are at a school on a trip or something. It's really good if it's, you know, put there and when they're expected back and all those sorts of things. And it's good because I don't need to be home, I don't need to be phoning the school. I'm at work and I can just check it via the internet, which is really good. I check newsletters, particularly if I've chucked out my last school one that comes home. I've chucked it out. I can check the copy on the internet, and any other notices that have come home. Particularly, like I'm involved with netball, so we've got all our netball notices put on there. So there's no reason people shouldn't know what's happening. And the only other thing I do is we look at the children's homework on the Ultranet.
Okay, and could you tell me some ways that Rosa, who's in their middle school, would use the Ultranet for homework?
She used it primarily last term. Was they did a blog every week, so she had to update what she'd done the week before and had to write that, and that was quite good. It took us probably a couple of weeks to come to grips with it and learning what to push and what not to push, but yeah, she's sort of is quite competent at that. It takes quite a long time, the typing, so that was quite hard. And they also did quite a lot of some wee quizzes and things. The good thing is that you can click to see what's progressed and what's completed, and that's good. There's dates on it, so you know when things are due in, so that was quite good. And the only other thing I do is I check who they're friends with and what they're saying to their friends.
And are there any things that you could suggest as we move ahead with our Ultranet?
The only thing is that make sure things, if it's a notice on the front page, that it's dated. I know when we had swimming and it was cancelled, people didn't know if it was cancelled from one day to the next because it wasn't dated, but I mean that's just something that's been ironed out. And possibly the only other thing is I know we held sessions about parents how to learn to use it, but maybe a hard copy or something, instructions on the Ultranet about how to use stuff.
To help Rosa, for example, if it was a blog.
Exactly, yeah. I know lots of parents got stuck and then they couldn't help their children. It was quite stressful.